Now that you have created your campaign and you've tested your forms and integrated it all into the CRM system, you're likely going to want to adjust the auto communication that is occurring when a lead registers. So there is 3 steps that you're going to need to take. The first step is going to be cloning the existing campaign for any new lead that comes to your website. You are going to create a campaign for the ones for your Facebook, and then you're going to just make sure you turn off the existing campaign associated with a lead that just came in directly through the website. So it is an earful. It is quite simple. Again, once we do the cloning and the turning off, you're not going to have to do that every time because that's already done. It'll just be the recreation of the new campaigns for whatever campaign you're running and you're wanting to auto assign leads to. So the first thing that you're going to do is head over to the settings and go into your campaign template editor. From here, you will create a new one. I'm just going to delete this one here. You're going to create a new campaign. So instead of actually building out your campaign, you're going to go down to the bottom and you are just going to clone. So you will have the system campaigns. These are the ones that you'd be cloning. So either the EST, PST, or this custom one, it doesn't really matter because it'll be reflective of your time zone anyway. So I'm just going to select this one. I am going to, actually clone it. So once you've selected this, my apologies. Once you've selected this, you're just simply going to hit clone, and that's going to build out the campaign. So this is the existing campaign that actions when a lead registers your website. So now I'm just going to tweak it a little bit and kind of guide you through that. So the campaign name, I'm going to totally change that. I don't want it to say cloned. I'm just going to call it new website lead, for example, and you have stopping clauses on the entire campaign. So this campaign won't go out if you've made contacts, set meetings, signed agreements, owning show, garbage, etc. I personally prefer to have stopping clauses on individual actions rather than the entire campaign. You can leave it as is. It is entirely up to you, but this is just my preference to turn these ones off. Because I'd rather, certain things to go out and certain things not to go out. Now, you will most definitely want silent hours, probably on the entire campaign. This is something that you can also do on individual actions, but this basically prevents any communications from going out between specific hours. So this would be reflective of when you feel you would want to continue responding to a new lead. Do you work past 11 p.m. or, if a new lead came in at 10 o'clock, that's your cutoff. That's the last time that I'm going to start, responding to somebody that if they're responding to my text. So this is completely how you run your business. So to change these times, you're just going to click on the clock and then you can adjust this. So let's say I want it from, 10 p.m. at night to, and we'll just change this to 8. There we go, 8 a.m. So if a lead comes in anytime between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m., none of these actions are going to occur, so they will never go out between those hours, whether we build on this even further. So if a lead came in at 3 o'clock in the morning, for example, your text isn't going to go out at 3:05. It'll actually go out at 8:01 in the morning. So again, once you make any changes to this, you're going to click on Update to save that. Now we just need to tweak the individual action. So what you're going to do is this welcome SMS here. You can tweak this if you wish to. Just note that anything in the brackets are short codes, so you can't modify that, and they have to be exactly as you see it. So they are case sensitive. If you make any kind of addition or add a space or anything to any of those short codes, it'll actually go out saying good morning, first name, and that's probably not what you want it to do. So you can tweak that. Now, again, down here you have the stopping clauses. So in this case, is this text message going to go out if you've made contacts, signed agreements, showing sold? I'm going to say no, I don't want this text message to go out if I just called them and actually had a conversation with them, for example. So I'm going to leave those stopping clauses on this specific action. You then have your silent hours again. I'm going to deselect this simply because I already have it on the entire campaign, right? So if you did not have it on the entire campaign, you will want to select the silent hours. So once you've made some changes here, again, you're going to simply click update. And then we're going into the next SMS, which goes out the day after. Now, me personally, I like to modify this message here because I actually changed the stopping clauses, because this is just a check-in to make sure that that lead received the listings that you said you were going to email them. So in my personal opinion, I would want that to still go out even if I spoke to somebody, because it's just, again, confirming that they received the listings okay. So what I would do is modify this. So again, if I've made contact or set meeting, I still want those to go out. Obviously, if I've signed an agreement in the day, probably not necessary. So I'm going to leave these ones as stopping clauses as well. Again, we're going to turn off those silent hours. So essentially, you may want to look at this and modify it so it kind of it's accurate and ideal for somebody that you've spoken to or somebody that you haven't spoken to. Again, it's just confirming that they got those listings. And then again, once you make any changes, you're going to click on update. So this is now the step 2 aspect of assigning that campaign. So we want to automatically assign this to a lead. And so we're going to click on the automatic assignment. And so we are going to select it based on source. So if a lead comes in directly through your lead gen website, so again, this one here, it'll be the URL of your lead gen website, they will automatically get assigned to this specific campaign. And so once you've selected that, you're going to simply go update. And now, once you've done this, the third step is going to be turning off the existing campaign that happens when a new lead registers on your website. So in order to do that, you're going to go up into this user profile, and you're going to go user preferences. And if you scroll down, you're going to see the lead welcome campaign. You're going to go and you're going to turn this to nothing selected. So if it's already on nothing selected, you're fine. If it is on any of these options, you're going to turn it on to nothing selected. And then over here on the right, we're going to save that. So that one's good to go. So now any new lead that registers directly on your website, they're getting that automatic text campaign. But now we need to build that campaign for those Facebook leads that have registered. So again, you're going to go back into your email campaign template editor, and you're going to create a new one. And you can definitely clone again and modify that first SMS message. So now that we've made that new one, for example, if you wanted to, you can actually just clone this and then modify the first SMS message. Or you can create an entirely new one, okay? So entirely up to you. So the new one, again, let's just call this one, Facebook, and I think I had it as Mississauga Buyers. I can't remember what the campaign name was exactly, but you can call it whatever you want to. You will select relative date as far as the execution type. And you can have the stopping clauses on the entire campaign itself. So again, if you've made contact or any of these or what have you, you can stop the entire campaign, or you can just stop the individual actions, again, how I prefer to do it. So I would, in this case, if it's a garbage lead sold showing, for example, I would probably want this campaign stopped. You would select your silent hours again when you don't want this running from. So you pick your evening time, you pick your morning time, and then anytime a lead registers during these hours on Facebook, they're not going to get any of the automation. Entirely, again, how you prefer to set that up, and then you're going to save it. And again, I can't have a little hyphen in here. It doesn't like special characters. So once you have saved this, you're going to build out your campaign. So the first thing you do is you just click on this plus sign and you go to SMS. Now you can build your SMS here. to say whatever you want. You can use a template as well. So if you have any, we have our global ones already in there, but you can also on the left-hand side right here, build SMS templates. So they're easy to and quickly for you to modify. So again, if I wanted to use this, pretend this global first response, it says, you know, good morning, so thanks for, and this one here, you know, signing up for the hot list of Mississauga listings. I have already received the list to your email, and then there's a short code for email, which is just email. Period. And then we can also ask a question. So it's always great to ask a question in an attempt to generate a response. So we can go to narrow down to narrow down the listings, comma, how many bedrooms are you looking for? Question mark. And then the user first name, this is your first name, just so you are aware. So this message will go out. Now, if this message goes out again, you might want stopping clauses. So if you've already spoke to the person or set a meeting with them, you might not want this to go out because, again, you've already spoke to them. You then have your delay period. So the delay period is how long after this person gets assigned to this campaign is this message going to go out? So, you know, how long after that Facebook lead signs up does this message go out? Some of you want it to go out 1 minute. Some might want it to go out a few minutes after. Entirely up to you. We put the silent hours on the entire campaign, but you can, again, if you didn't do that, you would do it on your individual actions. So again, we're going to save that. So you can either leave this as one, you can also build this completely out, you know, with a context of more text messages and emails, you know, what have you in there. So maybe you wanted it to act similar to that one that came in from your website. So then you can use the global second response. Again, you can say, you know, again, asking a question, hey, first name, just checking in to make sure you received those listings okay. Did you have a chance to check them out? Question mark. So again, you can play around with this however you see fit. Now, again, once you've done this, you're going to do an automatic assignment. So the automatic assignment, again, is you're going to select the source. So in this case, if we did the Facebook Ads Mississauga buyers as the source of that campaign, then any lead that comes in from that specific source is going to be automatically added to this. So again, you select the source and then you would go update. If you are doing a source that is simply just Facebook and you are identifying leads based on the tags that they have, then you would select Facebook. And then you would select the appropriate tag that you have if you had that, you know, Facebook Mississauga. So they have the source of Facebook, but they also have to have this specific tag. So it's all relevant as to how you actually set it up in the system for those leads coming in. So I'm just going to move this back here. Oh, I can take that one off. And then again, once you have that, you're just going to simply click update. So now any lead that comes in off of this specific campaign on Facebook is going to be automatically assigned to the campaign. And what you can do as well is test your form again. So once you've got this on there, you can definitely test your form again. Remember to use a different email. And then you will see on the lead itself, when you look at the email campaigns, under the lead information, so I'll just show you where that is. So if you select the email campaigns here, you would actually see when your test lead comes in, you would actually see that it's already assigned to that specific campaign. So hopefully that helps you out. If you guys have any questions surrounding this or need guidance, you're not, you know, you're second guessing yourself or you're just not 100% sure, please reach out to support@agentlocator.ca.